Hey guys, what's up? This is Megadan29, and this is a response video to JLove81. And the subject is NES games that you grew up with, but you've never beaten. So this one ought to be interesting, and I think a lot of people have been wanting to see this one, because I get the question all the time, is there anything you've never beaten, Megadan? Of course there is. So let's jump right into it. The first one on the list, out of the three, is Snake's Revenge. Snake's Revenge Metal Gear. This is actually the second one of the series, I believe. At least on the NES. And the reason I never beat this one is, well, we tried, but you gotta remember when I was playing when I was little, I was born in '86, and by the time I was finally playing, it was probably a year away from the Super Nintendo and the Genesis coming out, around the 1990, 1991 era. And so, I still played my Nintendo, but I didn't really know how to read and stuff yet, man. Like, I didn't know how to do that stuff, so a lot of times I'd run around in these games, and I wouldn't know what the point was. I would just run around and beat people up and collect items and not know what's going on. So this is one of those that's just hard for me to figure out, but now, if I sat down and I played it, I'm sure I could beat it now. It's just, yeah, when I was little, that's probably the best thing I can say is we probably didn't beat this one because we just didn't understand what to do. The next one on the list follows suit with sort of the same thing with Snake's Revenge, and that is the Battle of Olympus. I had this when I was a kid, and this plays a lot like Zelda 2, but once again, we didn't know what to do. So a lot of times we would just run around and level up and beat stuff up and this and that and get to different areas, but we never understand like the purpose. So once again, if I played this game nowadays and I tried to play it, I could probably beat it. This game is just a quest game, pretty much like Adventures of Link, where you just go around and you got to collect items, and I forget the main purpose of the game because I've never went back to it, but I'll end up going back to it at some point. So, yeah. And my third and final game on the list that is different than those is we knew where to go pretty much on this game was Dragon's Lair. Dragon's Lair on the NES. This is a trial and error session. That is all this is. That's what any of these games are. I even seen Mike Matei was playing the Game Boy one, and that looked pretty much the same thing. So, we had the patience for this when we were little, but once again, I don't think we had the patience and knowing where to go. I'm not even going to say that. I think we didn't beat this because you know why? It's really just not that fun. This is just a trial and error session, and it's just really not that fun. I've even went back to it since, and I was getting really far in it, and I just never went back to it because I'm trying to do my 2018 games. But we'll beat this one. We'll definitely get to the end of it. But it's just not a very fun game. It's one of those where when you die, you just got to remember what happened and know exactly what to do at the right time. This is more trial and error than Battletoads, and Battletoads is a lot of trial and error. So that's all this is. Well, guys, that's the three games on my list, and I will say this: if me and my brother would have known where to go and what to do, because Simon's Quest was the same, but I've beaten it since, we would have beaten them. Keep in mind that me and my brother beat games such as Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, Life Force, Contra Super C, games that are known to be somewhat difficult, and we definitely beat them, just like we beat all of the Mario games, and we actually only had 1 and 3 growing up, and we beat them both, and we definitely could handle the difficulty, I think. I didn't own anything like Battletoads when I was older, but it kind of served the same purpose as like Metroid. Metroid was another game I didn't have when I was growing up, so I couldn't put it on this list, but I haven't beaten it yet, because when we were little and we did rent it and stuff, you didn't know where to go and what to do, and me and my brother, we were not subscribed to Nintendo Power, so we didn't have that to help us either. So if we didn't understand how to read and what to do, we would just run around, try to have fun, and we wouldn't beat it, because you have to know where you're going on 2 of these games. You got to know what's going on. On Dragon's Lair, I'm assuming it's because it just wasn't very fun. So, that's my list. I would love to see more response videos. I've seen some more out there. I'm at the tail end of this, so I'm a little late on the party. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and make a response video. I'd love to see it. Take care, guys.